We are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. This is the Please Understand podcast. Minnesota sports, casuals, horrible takes, minimal data. a lot of good
Birthday
opinions.
lookups.
Birthday lookups. Sometimes accurate. Oh, gang, we got a weird one tonight. If you can't already tell, two-man pod, just myself and Jake tonight. Phil, once again, out sick. So he says, what could he be up to? I don't know. Cool of him to call in sick, though. It's that time of year. Disappointed. He's not going to be able to give us the weather report. It's some spicy weather today and really for the foreseeable future. You know, that's a pretty easy thing to say. What's the weather around here in January? Guess what? Pretty shitty. I don't even have to look it up. So
Negative 45 wind chill Friday. So get ready for that.
yeah, hunker down
Possible tree exploding warning that we're in watch for or something like that. For the first time I've ever seen that.
Good.
So that's cool. Yeah. At least we don't got hurricanes, don't got earthquakes, we don't got snakes, big snakes. So I guess this is what we get. I'll take it.
I got a big snake. No, we won't start the pod like that. That's
too
just
easy.
perverted.
Too easy.
Everybody trickling into the live stream. Like I said, you know, newsworthy, nothing really significant. We'll try to hit the main items. Everybody pop in the live stream, toss a couple chats into the chat, and we'll hit those. But yeah, we got some Wolves stuff. Pretty sick game last night. Pretty classic Wolves losing to the Jazz without Markkanen. Cool. Talk about that. All-star game. Ant got snubbed. Baron J getting some minutes. Jordan Addison, cleared his name, kind of. We'll touch on that. Yeah, at last. NFL playoff recap and maybe looking forward. We'll talk maybe a little betting, what we're going to do in the last. We're running out of games. I mean, the season's too long, but it is kind of sad when you do lose it and all the football's done for the year. And then our main entree for you and I know for sure, PGA talk, baby. We're back in. We got the one and done, the team one and done. We're going to talk about recapping last week and then looking at the American Express, kicking off tomorrow. Normal hours. I think, the 3-course setup. I didn't look at the tee times. I would imagine it's like Central Time, something in the 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock a.m., getting back to more of the daytime stuff rather than – I do like my primetime Hawaii golf, and I kind of hate that we lost one of the tournaments. But I like throwing that on. So that's what we got. So we've got some folks in the live stream right now. Do us a favor, go subscribe to the pod on Spotify and or Apple Pods. Do us a favor. YouTube as well. Look us up on YouTube, TikTok, X, of course, where I got a lot of good tweets that just are going by the wayside. I'm going to blame Elon and just the robots and all that, but mostly it's about the officiating in the NBA. Go figure. But let's dive in. Jake, credit to you for going to bed early last night. You sniffed this one out miles away. It just had the weird feel the whole night, and sure enough, they lost. We can get into the X's and O's of it, but really, it's just kind of like, how this is the Wolves experience, right? Like we had this happen against the Nets and the Hawks. Even though day game, it's like, well, does that count? We know how that's going to always play out. So losing to the Jazz, is this business as usual, cause for concern, or is this almost like blessing in disguise? We need help with the trade deadline a couple weeks away. What do you think?
I don't think it's anything too out the norm. This is one of those 10 losses we have every year where it's just like, well, probably shouldn't have lost that one, but we are who we are. But it is kind of a nice also happening at the same time because it's like we do need a little bit of a trade, get a little bit of maybe a second scorer in here off the bench because I'm sure we'll get into it, but Mike Conley is, I think, officially time to bring him out to pasture. Sad to say, but it's not looking good these last 3 games. I got some stats we can go over later too, but I don't know. What do you think about that last one?
In terms of Mike,
or just what was the Wolves doing last night? Do you think that was a
he was
regular
a big
Wolves
part
game?
of it.
But
Well,
yeah,
and he is, but it's like, well, good luck getting Finch to like not play him. So it's almost like you have to trade him to get Finch to just sit his ass down. And it hurts because we love Mike. He's been great for us.
yes.
Like
Oh yeah.
the difference from D'Lo to him, I mean, that was so significant, I felt like, and you could just see it right away. And then we really took off as an organization since then. So, I mean, his contributions don't go unnoticed, but like, you know what I do notice is that he gives you absolutely nothing in his 15 minutes on the court on either end. He's getting picked on defense, and he's not like, if you got to at least be knocking down your wide open shots, or I have no justification for playing you. And then in the second half, you know, they didn't even put Bones in at all. And it's like, God, dude, like that's the stuff with Finch where you're just like, man, yeah, same. Neither guy. And Johan is giving you the good minutes. We wanted the Ingles 4, and we got that. You know, we've been getting that in the second quarter, and he's been productive. And then they don't go back to him. And it's like, you need to be doing that when Julius is just not giving you any fucking effort. You can see that also like a mile away, where it's like, all right, he's not really too interested tonight. Sure, he can make some shots for you, but there was just no fucking hustle or effort out of him really at all. And not to single him out, because a lot of the guys on defense, especially in that second half, like and Ant included, he got beat on like 3 backdoors for dunks or layups. Like, to me, that was like, if you're looking at the two things why we lost last night, and you can always just point to shooting. It's like, well, if we make some more shots, it's like, well, that you could say that any night. But I'm looking at the easy shit. And it was just backdoor city. Ant was as guilty as anyone. And so that was like 10 to 12 points at least that we just handed to them. And then the Mike stuff, where it's like, dude, you got to be like, we got to have some better option. Like, you got to go to Bones, or it was really as soon as we went to the bench in that second quarter and the start of the fourth, where we gave away the leads that we had built up in the first and the third, because Ant came out in the third and was cooking. Got us, I think we were up 14, and then it was a 12-point lead going into the fourth. And then the lineup we trotted out there in the fourth, like we've seen this a lot over the years with Finch. You know, this is nothing new. And it just snowballed out of control. And, you know, it's like you said, you know, we have 10 of these a year. I don't know what we're up to yet at this point, but I don't know that it's like panic or anything, but we say this multiple times every year. These guys, like, this comes back to haunt you in the seeding. You're giving yourself a much tougher path when it comes playoff time. And I think, would you agree? They just don't seem to give a shit about that at all.
Yeah, no, they don't care at all. We could easily be a top 3 seed, but now we're sitting in the 7th seed today because of the 3 losses in a row here. So that's what you guys want. That's what you're going to get. And it's just going to be even higher uphill battle come playoff time. So I don't know if they're ever going to learn that. They haven't since we've been making these last 2 runs, the last 2 seasons. But yeah, it's just frustrating to watch, man, every single time.
Yeah, and I wonder too, like, you know, like we said, they don't care. Does it even create a bigger uphill battle? Because look at last year, 6th seed, right? You just go to LA and win in 5. And then second round, we get the Warriors, who, what were they? They were a play-in team. And yeah, Curry got hurt, but it's like you ended up facing the Lakers in like a 7 seed. So maybe like conserving some energy actually throughout a season that's way too long, does it benefit you? But it's just terrible habits to just not play hard. Like, to me, that's more concerning than like the big picture, like seeding type of stuff. Because even in the West, it's like, I think we're down to the 6th seed. We were at the 4 for a while with our eyes on the 2. That's not out of the picture or anything yet, but these are the games that you look back at the end of the season where it's like maybe you're starting a series on the road, and we're usually a good road team, even though we just dropped 3 straight. But I don't know, like we've talked about this so many times where it's like I don't really get bent out of shape when this shit happens anymore. It's just like, all right, well, too bad, I guess. But
just another Tuesday.
Just another Tuesday with the Wolves. And they seem to have a good, or they do a good job of not letting this compound. Like the next game, like they'll be back focused the next game, right? Like, so it's in the grand scheme of things. Yeah, it kind of hurts you overall, but I mean, this is who we are, which is maybe that's why we're not that's why you end up in the Western Conference Finals as your ceiling with this kind of approach. But it's easy for us to focus on that, like our problems, but like Houston, they lost at Utah. Utah's beat some decent teams. If we focus on the Wolves, every team has these losses too. It's not just us.
Everybody does it, but at the same time, we have championship aspirations, and not every team has that or has the capability of doing that. So I hold us to a much higher standard than the Houston Rockets or the LA Lakers. I think we're better than them, and we should be better than them. We just don't prove it every night.
Right. And that was a game that after what we had seen in Houston and San Antonio, we had finally got back to full strength and lose to the Jazz after putting up a lot of fight in those other 2 games. Yeah. But maybe it's life on the road in the NBA, and you're like, this is our 3rd game on a road trip, and these guys were just kind of uninterested. I don't know, man. Maybe human nature. It's a classic not respecting your opponent, because they sure didn't really seem like they wanted to get in Keontae George's way at all, as he just went for like 40 some point. I mean, he made a lot of shots, but yeah, just a recurring issue. And, I do think if you're going to have a couple of the deadline coming up, I mean, it was another case where it's like the bench, it's like you said, we're just not where we need to be in the playoffs. It's like that's going to be a big weakness, and it's not as easy of a fix as just, hey, play guys more minutes. Like you'll wear these guys down.
You got the guys for it. Yeah.
Yeah. You got 6 guys basically. And then maybe you can find 7 or 8 here or there that like someone gives you a good night, but that's not going to be the case every night. And you're really, what is it? Shit in one hand and wish in the other or something like that. So I don't know. There's a lot of Bulls rumors now. I'm seeing Alvarado mentioned out there. I would be very surprised if they don't make some kind of trade on the edges for the bench. Would you agree? Is that the Rob piece going out?
Yep, I think that's the Rob part going out, and then getting whatever we can for him, maybe with a couple of picks or something tossed in.
Yeah, it's like anyone on the Bulls, we'll take you. Who do you guys want to give us?
Come on in. Water's fine.
What's it going to take? Yeah, you'll like it here. Everybody loves playing with Ant. And then I think it's, do they want to how much respect are they going to show Mike? Is it just do we send you somewhere that you might like? Do we not care? Or do they just sit him or not at all? I feel like those are kind of the 4 scenarios in play. And I feel like we've said this too, where it's like, dude, it's a business. So, we'd love to.
Sorry, man. We're trying to win a championship here.
But even, you're send him there was always that speculation of we could throw him in the trade to Memphis, the ties he has to Memphis. Wherever Mike goes, he's not playing at all.
No.
It'll be a younger situation where they're going to be playing younger guys. He's a salary, and that's it. And that it could be the end, which is a sad thing to happen this year. The Bulls tomorrow night, which is interesting
Very
enough
interesting.
with open tryouts. But we'll see how it goes. I feel like we'll get right back on track, so no issues there. Next topic.
Also wouldn't be surprised.
Next headline, I guess. Right. Yeah. I feel like we have lost to the Bulls like quite a weird amount in
More than we
recent
should.
years. So yeah, just like the Jazz too. So um whatever. On to the next one with that. But yeah, play Joan. We'll get to that here in a second. But bigger news of the week earlier was the All-Star starters announced. Anthony Edwards, of course, not even starting for the West. Pretty whatever formula you fucking have calculated to select your starters, it's fucking wrong if he's not a starter. That shit was outrageous. And I don't care who you got to remove, except I mean, Jokic obviously stays, but in SGA, to me, Ant is like the obvious third choice. And then like Curry and Wembanyama. Wemby's missed a bunch of games. Like
Yeah,
I don't know what we're doing here. It's too much.
it's a very flawed system. So it's not like there's a bunch of dudes sitting in a room like, oh yeah, we put Curry in instead of Ant, which all of Twitter thinks. Just I don't know why we have to go over this every single year, but it is the voting and it's the system. That's what happens. It's the voting that happens. It's the fans. That's why it's broken, and that they shouldn't have any say in it at all because they're always wrong every year. There's always just one random person that's just like a top 5 vote getter. And it's like, why is this person doing anything? It's just so annoying. But yes, I like all the people too that just have the side by side stats of Curry and Ant. And it's just like, see, Ant should have been in. It's like, that's not how this works, you idiots. I'm sorry. But yes, you are correct. But it's not how it works. I'm sorry.
I also want to hold some of the player voting too, where you see like Bronny James got 2 votes. Like these guys aren't fucking taking this seriously either.
Nobody does. No.
So like, and you know what? The whole fucking everything related to the All-Star game is a fucking joke.
Yeah.
So I hope he uses this as motivation to be like, you know what? I may not even fucking play again this year. Fuck you guys and your stupid system.
The All-Star, like putting that in your like rack is of having like a 6-time All-Star. Like that means nothing anymore because this game means absolutely nothing. And eventually it's just going to hopefully go away. And this won't even be a stat anymore. But that's the only reason you want it is just to have that in your like on your shelf being, oh, I'm an 8-time All-Star in my legacy. Sweet. It's like it means nothing anymore. So I give no shits that Ant isn't starting. It's an extra game where he might get hurt. So let's treat this like the old Commissioner Cup. Just stay away from it, man. Who cares? It's just a joke anyway. Go play a 3-point contest or the dunk contest.
But this year it's international versus USA. Aren't you interested?
Oh, no, nobody is.
Somehow I'm even less interested.
Somehow it's getting worse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. The one interesting takeaway I do have though is like, why is Ant always so low in the fan voting? Like, I don't understand how that's the case.
Is that all Minnesota sports?
Vikings, so that was my thought. Is
it's
like
just a Minnesota thing.
This is where the small market does actually play a factor. I think most of the time where it's all just bullshit by the coastal elites trying to like funnel stars to the Dodgers and Lakers and Yankees and all that shit. And it's like, dude, the markets, most of the time it doesn't mean shit, right? Like everything's connected so easily nowadays. Other than now, I guess like fan voting for All-Star games is like the one downside. And it's like, well, who fucking cares? Especially for NBA.
Yes.
Like if it was baseball, the All-Star game actually like means something. So then it's like that could be an issue, but I don't know. I haven't heard him say anything. Maybe they'll ask him when we back to Target Center tomorrow night. We'll see what he has to say about it. I don't think he really. I mean, I feel like I was wondering if he would come out and just be like pissed off about that last night. Not really. Didn't seem to.
He's still going to be on the team.
Play any different than normal. So.
Yeah, it's going to be just fine. He's still going to go out there. He's still going to get minutes. For everybody that thinks that's super important, don't worry, he'll be there.
Yeah, I mean, what was the year that one year wasn't Andrew Wiggins like voted in or something? Like, at least by the fans. I don't think he ended up being a starter because of like some other, but they're tweaking this shit every year. I will continue to just berate Silver about this kind of stuff. All he seems to care about is trying to fix the All-Star game. It's like no one will ever care, dude. Just fucking leave it as it is, or it's done. Be on with it. Go fix other problems in the league. But he's like, well, what if we do international, or what if we do unless you want to throw out a one-on-one tournament, and it doesn't even have to be the all-stars. Like, just name the guy, whoever's an all-star, you've earned that award. That's great. Find me 8 guys in the league that want to just play one-on-one. I don't even care if they're good or not. Like, I'll watch it.
That's why I see it. I don't care if Rudy's in it. I'm in.
Rudy versus Alvarado, one-on-one. Like, that's what I want to see.
I would pay to see that.
Yeah, for sure. And Rudy would get cooked.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious, though. I'd be all for it.
And X would just never let him hear the end of it, of course.
They do it anyway, so it doesn't matter. What else is new?
They'll be like, hey, but what if we pay you guys money? Like, the winner gets all this money. It's like, dude, no one's fucking trying, man. Your season is too long. These guys want the fucking break. They're not going to go out there and play defense for you guys, even for one quarter. So it's just stupid. It sucks that he's clearly deserving. And I was thinking, like, after that performance he had against the Spurs, and I'll hold myself accountable here on the pod. Like, we always talk about like who to trade for, like what's not working with the Wolves and stuff, because Ant is such a constant. We don't always like sing his praises enough, probably, because it's like I just expect that all the time because we know how fucking good he is. But that's seeing that performance against Wemby, even though they lost, like, new career high. Like, to me, in a playoff series, Jokic is the only guy I'm like clearly putting ahead of him. I'm fine with him over Giannis. Giannis has plenty of flaws in his game. Luka doesn't play any fucking defense. SGA is an unethical hooper. Those are kind of your consensus top 5. And I'm like, why are we clearly just putting those guys ahead of Ant all the time? I'm not sure that that's the way things need to be.
No, I don't think so either.
So I just want to give him a little more credit on the pod than we usually do. Just because it's just assumed. We know how good he is. So why keep saying it? But it's like, once again, and I even said it earlier this year, I'm like, is this a first year he's not going to improve after like a couple weeks? Like, across the board, everything is better.
Just so much better. Yeah.
Except free throws.
Yeah.
But that's a team culture thing. We don't really care about.
Yeah, that's just Wolves basketball. Who needs them? Yeah.
Sirs aren't going to give it to us anyway, so who cares? So, I mean, it's just a disappointing thing, for a guy who should be getting all the awards, everything like that, to have that not go his way, just kind of annoying. So, but yeah, he'll be in the game. I think, didn't he just not even play last year? All of a sudden, everyone's like, where is he? What's going on? And he like had some injury. Like, dial that up again, I say.
Yeah, please. That's just fine with me.
Yeah. Phil popping into the comments here. Must not be too sick. Had an off season to work on his game. Yeah, that is true. Like, when you see that mid-range game, and really the big difference has been we don't even joke about this in the thread anymore. The missed layups. Although they did show up last night finally.
They every now and then.
But
it's a lot better.
Like, we used to, that was every game. We'd have a missed layup or two, and that has been cleaned up big time. And the mid-range game has been implemented nicely. And a playoff riser too, which is like almost as important as any of this shit. So, sucks about the seeding, but you know what? I think that's one of the reasons they feel like they can do that, is like, dude, we'll play anyone in a series. They don't fucking care. Nobody's scared. And they can beat anyone in a series. But it's like the cumulative effect of like 4 rounds of that, we've seen it come back to bite us later in the playoffs. So
once you get to the conference finals, then it all falls apart.
Yeah, pretty. And it's just the fact that it's just every year they seem to not learn that. So pretty frustrating. But let's move on to Baron J quickly. Interesting that he was thrown into the fire through some injuries, and it's against Giannis and Wemby, and the guy's holding his own and really looks solid. After I went on Andrew's pod like a few weeks ago and and said that he's years away. So I'm really cooking. I'm doing great
Just
lately with
dog
my
years is all.
and
It turns out it's a couple
yeah,
weeks.
I said on the opener, this is casual talk now, all right? So don't hold me to anything. But I mean, he's the best rookie Tim Connolly's drafted, right? I looked it up earlier today. I think he came in and his first draft was 2022. Certainly isn't murderer's row, but even in just his limited appearances, would you agree that he's like already like the most promising rookie that he's drafted?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I mean, you're comparing him to who? Clark, Shannon, Rob, Leonard,
and Lenny. Yeah, that's about it.
How's that for a starting? There's your core. It is disappointing that Shannon. That's when we look back. That'll be one of the things we're like, man, I can't believe how little he impacted this season.
I think this stupid injury really just killed the whole season for him.
Yeah. But even still, he had that good game against OKC. So maybe he's a guy that like I would just be like, dude, get him ready for at least playoffs since if he's an option. But is he a guy like I still feel like you might just have to throw him in a trade too. Like if some team is like, well, we'll take him. We like him. Like, fine. If that's what gets it done, fine. He's already 25, right? Or maybe even older. Yeah. Birthday check. But I think he's like Ant's age. So 24, 25 hasn't really done much in the league yet. So it's like, if you got to throw him in as a toss in. Yeah. Some of those lefties too, you're just like, you're pretty one-dimensional. We've seen how impactful he can be though, which is like, I don't know. He's kind of probably the guy, like if you're 25, you're kind of who you are. I mean, he can still improve around the margins probably a little bit, but I don't think that we trade him away and in 2 or 3 years we're like, oh my God, look at Shannon. Look at how good he's doing for the Nets.
I think he'll be a decent role player, but yeah, there's nothing going to be. We'll be like, wow, he got snubbed from an all-star game, kind of a thing.
No, wasn't voted in. No. So I guess, yeah, and same with like Dillingham. Like I'm pretty certain I'm not going to be worried about him going somewhere and coming back to haunt us, especially when it's like, do you feel like if let's say we got, I don't know, which Kobe White feels like it's a little pie in the sky at this point.
Yeah, I think that's the shooting high option, and then we'll just settle for one of the couple other guys that they have on their roster.
If let's say it's Ayo Dosunmu, I still can't fucking pronounce his name. I'll get it if we acquire him. Then
if we get him, yeah.
I'll learn that. Just like who was the Vikes lineman that we Twitter bullied them into signing? God, I can't remember who that was. It was like 2 years ago. I'll figure it out and bring it up later. But right, was it Reisner?
Oh Reisner. Yeah.
Yeah. It took me like all training camp really to figure that out, and I'm like, all right, he's here.
Get that one going.
We'll get it.
Had to hear it out loud a couple times.
Yeah. Right. So like if we got Kobe White, then it's like I feel like they're thinking we can win the title this year. And then maybe you work out the contract in the summer and figure out a way to make that possible. But Ayo, is he good enough to add to the bench where you feel like now you're thinking title, or is it just like we just got to bolster this bench any way, shape, or form? Because it's almost like you got to be looking at the title window, like now.
Yeah, I think he makes us not like. Obviously, that wouldn't be a Kobe White, but I think he does make us at least a better team, and I think we're pretty decent and have a chance at beating the Thunder. So I think that would definitely help, because we really need another guy coming off the bench. We need that seventh guy that would really help, I think, going further. But we have Ant, so anything is possible with this team.
Yeah, I feel like, you can beat any team in a series, but just, I mean, the bench really is. I mean, Bones Highland, we just dug him out of the scrap heap. And we're like, awesome! Look at how good he is. And it's like he's he was a castaway, like if you get any sort of real guys off of that bench, I'm very interested. This is about as interested of a trade deadline for the Wolves as I've been in quite some time. We've been pretty set with our roster. What did we do? I guess it would be going back to the Wiggins D'Lo trade. I think that was a deadline trade, wasn't it? Like,
I think so, yeah.
And then COVID hit. So, uh-oh.
Yeah, because most of our trades are preseason or days before the season starts. That's when we make our big splash.
Yeah, that's right. The Carl one, that was like basically training camp was popping off. And I think that's probably the smarter thing to do for anything big. But this one, like it's more of a bolster your bench, get better around the margins trade deadline. But that's how the trade deadline has evolved. Like the big blockbuster deals just aren't happening in recent years. So I'm excited to see who they could get and what they get for them. The fact that we're knocking on the door of the Bulls, like not the most well-run organization that there is out there. So I like that we're keeping them close and keeping their contact info real handy. And I'll take all those guys. Trey Jones, he had damn near a triple-double last night. Like that guy can play.
Yes.
Is he the point guard of the future? I don't think we really need like that. That need is a lot less than I thought maybe just even coming into this season. Like Ant can basically just serve as the one, and his handle has gotten so much better. So and the point guard position in general isn't like the Stockton, Chris Paul type of shit anymore. It's like, do we need guys that can dribble the ball against the Thunder up the court? Yes. But like otherwise, we got some breaking news to the pod. We'll throw it in the comments. I'm not on X right now peeping in, but let's use that to pivot to Vikes. We can talk Wolves all night, and I want to talk golf all night, so we got to get to that. Brian Flores to return. Phil, our correspondent who has SARS, or I don't know what he's sick with, but he is reporting some shit saying Brian Flores is back. I'm just trying to verify that, not to fake news him. He's been known to be on the Great Clips app, getting some.
That'll get you sometimes. I heard
some updates here and there.
Flores had like a interview on Monday, maybe Tuesday, with the Ravens again for a second interview. That was the last I've seen about where he could go for a head coaching job.
Yep, it is being reported even by the Vikings X account. Are you surprised by this news?
I am, actually. It sounded like the Steelers or the Ravens were pretty interested, and I thought those are both awesome places for him to go, and I would have been happy for him to go there. It's just sucked to see him go, but I am ecstatic that he is returning. That is huge news for us. The parade can be scheduled for next year now.
we were holding off. This is the longest we've ever held off. With the current season still going on. I'm trying to just read this thing. I don't know if they're going to disclose the terms of the deal. But that's what we were saying. I'm surprised too. I thought he was gone. Second interviews for a head coaching position, and I just saw fucking soggy Bob Saleh get hired by the Titans.
Yeah.
I'm like, Flores is gone.
How are you not signing Flores, man? I feel like
what are
these
these Titans?
Miss.
We keep doing this every week. What are these Titans doing? I mean,
man,
so he'll be back
bad out there in Tennessee.
Robert Saleh will be back with the Niners in 2027. I'm just trying to set my watch to it.
Yeah.
He ain't gonna last.
A reminder in your phone.
And that news, Jason Garrett was like, "Oh, damn it,
passed up again."
but like you said, this is massive. I mean, he's as good a coordinator as there is, or as impactful of a coordinator in the NFL, I think. And I bet this will come out that he really got a nice chunk of change here, as he should.
I bet we paid him well. Yep. Hopefully.
And maybe they're giving him some his assistant head coach. But really, this article, this press release from the Vikings, it's just like, we announced he's signed to an extension, and then they're just like a bunch of stats and then some quotes. I'm not seeing any like 2 years 42 type of
Nope, not
shit.
seen
But
any of those either. It just
but
says
that'll
if he does not receive a head coaching job, he'll be back as the team's defensive coordinator.
yeah, love
That's
it.
Adam S. If you follow him on Twitter.
Yeah, perhaps some of you know him. Wow, I am really surprised by this. I thought he was gone. It felt like in the media, in the local media, even too. Not to single anybody out, but it was almost like they were trying to say there was like maybe some bad blood or like Flores. I don't know. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah,
All we
but
see is like this guy's done a fucking amazing job every year he's been here.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like there's a little friction behind the scenes, but who knows? We always just dig way too deep into that stuff anyway, too. So, but if this is true, this is awesome. Great start to our off season.
Yeah. So, because that's one of the concerns. What was obviously losing him. What does that do to your defense while you're trying to figure out the most important position in all of sports? Now I can at least feel good about that side of the ball. I think we're going to still be in that top 5 defense discussion. We'll get to the draft at some point, and it's like you can maybe see what you want to do in free agency. I feel like the secondary is just all. I don't know if I trust all the guys back there. Harrison Smith is probably gone. Isaiah Rodgers, was he as good as you would have hoped for? But it's like, God, that's PTSD drafting a corner. I saw Kuiper's got us taking a corner.
Yep.
So we'll see. I do feel like they're in a position to kind of just best player available, but then does that scare the shit out of me thinking that Kwesi is thinking trade down? Like I want to be taking somebody at that. I think we're picking 18th. Like
need to take, unless there's just some awesome couple package pick deal for round 2, but there's not going to be. So please just take best available. We need quite a few slots, so plug and play wherever we can.
If you get the New Orleans Pelicans, Derek Queen, we'll throw you a first rounder to move up like not that many spots. Like, okay, sure. And we still get a first in this draft. Like that would be a scenario where you would do it, but great news, man. Flores, the vest. Nobody rocks the vest like Brian Flores, even though Rudy damn sure tried on Saturday in San Antonio. That thing.
Very impressive.
That was a fucking tarp. I don't know what that was, but I told Andrew to ask him about that.
Yeah.
We'll see. So great news there out of Minnesota that for the Vikes. We have not had a ton of that this season. No. So Phil, boots on the ground. By that we mean probably laying in his bed and try not to poop his pants. Probably he's out sick. Just scrolling X, just as the good Lord intended. Let's quickly the other Vikings piece of news. Jordan Addison charges dropped. I think you were the first one I saw that was just like maybe I didn't read into it enough, but like there was some speculation that this could be kind of some BS, but it's Addison, so it's immediately in the news. But charges dropped. I still want to trade him. What about you?
Yeah. Yeah, same. There's a couple of 49ers rumors out there today that they wouldn't mind. They're looking at Jordan Addison or might make the call kind of a thing. So that's fine, guys. Come on in. Give us a second round, third round pick, whatever you got. Sounds like Brandon Ayuk is done out there. So maybe we'll do a little swap. I'll try him. See what happens there.
Yeah, just any interest at all to me now is a positive. It's like, look at, man, the rap sheet isn't as long as we thought. All right, let's strike some of that from the record. Buffalo I saw as another potential scenario. I mean, they're throwing Brandon Cook
had some weird stuff happening today too. It's some weird. Did you see that press conference talking about Coleman out there and how they thought he was like the worst draft pick they've ever had as like a franchise or something like that while he's still on the team? So it's like a lot of weird stuff going on out there.
Yeah, there was some mixed. Hey, Josh, Buffalo, Minnesota. Basically, we're just NFC Bills, and we're playing indoors. Come on, dude. What's it going to take? Addison and a fourth? Come on, dude. but yeah, like I think the Bills, that Coleman stuff was very weird because then the guy they promoted, I think Brandon Bean, but he was on video saying during the draft that he was like, "Oh, I think he's going to be there for us. I like him," and then he like tried to deny that, as like you said, as the guy's on the active roster.
Super weird.
So I don't know, but yeah, they're receiver needy. So I think we've had success trading receivers to the Bills in the past. So hey, pick up the phone, guys.
Hey, one more time.
The homie Gear Up 14. I'm wondering for the Vikings, would you consider releasing some vets like Ryan Kelly and try to get younger? I think that'll be an interesting point for the offseason is and kind of do you cut your losses situation with some of the recently signed guys from the past
because we're
free
gonna have
agent
to
class?
do something with this cap because I think we're already negative to start. So I think he's up there. Hawkinson's up there for some of these top guys to restructure this cap. So I do think maybe giving a boot to some of these guys and then trying to get younger, cheaper guys is definitely the move.
Yeah, Ryan Kelly, just for the sake of your family, just hang it
Also,
up.
yes, as a personal reason, but just it's hell of a run. Let's call it.
Yeah. And then I don't know how a retirement would impact this mythical cap in the NFL that no one fucking understands.
It's just all made up, yeah.
But yeah, I think there's going to be some guys going. I think to me, Hawkinson would be the number one guy on my list. Like we gave him way too much money. It was too bad the injury like immediately came after that, but I think he's going to have to take a hike. Hargrave was another name I'm seeing out there. I don't know about Jonathan Allen. Some of these contracts, though, it's like you got to eat a certain amount of it anyway. But if it saves you a little bit, like you said, if we're in the negative already, like there's gonna be some maneuvering going on. But yeah, I think some vets are gonna go. Harrison Smith will be gone. Unfortunately, CJ Ham, legend.
Yeah, he's retiring.
At least they did him right, man. They did him right at the end. If nothing else, with the season meant nothing, him and Harrison Smith, I thought went out very, very nicely for us. So Ring of Honor potential candidates. And Ham, I think, went to UMD in college, weirdly enough. So it's like, there's some Minnesota connections there too. So when you had a season with McCarthy and it went the way it went, like it kind of ends up being like, the off season now I'm almost like more interested in than that nonsense we had to sit through every Sunday with fucking Brosmer and Wentz. And you're just on this train wreck all year. It's going to kind of be refreshing to hopefully feel like you're making some progress with the roster. But we came into the last season thinking like we got the loaded roster and we just needed quarterback. So it's like, it's going to kind of be deja vu all over again, as the great Yogi Berra once said. So we'll see. Let's get to some NFL playoffs here quick. I got to pull up our hater index. We've got Denver sizing up the Patriots here in Denver for the AFC Championship game. Bo Nix goes down. And then we've got Rams Seahawks. I think that was a rematch everybody was hoping for. But initially, round one trimmed a lot of easy fat. A lot of people are trying to do that in January. Not me, of course. I'm just fat as I've ever been.
Yep.
just loving it. Honestly, liking it quite a bit.
Yeah.
But now here we are with 4 teams left, and it's like, well,
the Elite Four.
Kind of hating some of these squads. We've got Sean Payton's Broncos. We know about them. They're probably just a lamb to the slaughter, though, this weekend.
Hopefully.
Although, would it be funny if they went to the bowl just to see Sean Payton at media day, just be a complete prick to 1,000 reporters for an entire day?
I don't want him to have anything good. So I want him out. 41 donut, please, Patriots.
So he's number 1, but I think that's just kind of a formality. And then it's a Seattle. It's the Darnold. Come on, man. Don't do this to us.
It was already starting to turn up last week when Seattle got their win, even though Darnold played like absolute ass. But nobody cares about that. All they saw is Seahawks won with Darnold, and the Vikings are the biggest idiots in the world for letting him go.
Yeah. And then you got Patriots, which is like all those hard years after Brady left, and now they're finally back on top. I mean, I don't want to see them do well either. So it's kind of like
No.
this is where we were to start, like Rams, please.
Yeah, back to the Rams.
Which brings
Stafford,
me to
please.
the NFL, the parlay we're gonna try to do this weekend. Like, I got to do a parlay. This is the last chance, really. And also because I live and breathe. So Patriots for sure. And then it's like, are we going Seattle or Rams? Because I kind of feel like the Rams are the better team. Like you said, Darnold still, I still have questions. But then on the other hand, do we just bet Seattle as insurance?
As to try and throw the curse at them. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if they win, we don't like it for our, viewing pleasure. Like, we're not cheering for for the Seahawks, but if they get to the bowl, at least we profit. That's my thought. Who do you think's just straight up going to win the game?
Yeah, I do think the Rams have a chance. It just depends. I don't know, it's tough because I think they split the series this year, right? 1-1.
Yes, Darnold threw like 4 picks in LA. It was still close.
Right, yes.
Yep. And then they had that classic on Thursday night where the Rams kind of blew it. Shaheed had a punt return, and what was that 2-point conversion with Sharp? What the hell happened? They like picked up the ball.
That was something weird too. Yeah, it got tipped at the line, but it was actually a backwards pass, so he just grabbed it and walked in because all 11 players on defense thought the play was over or something like that.
And the Sirs had a good grip on it, so it was fine.
Yeah, Sirs obviously got that right, of course, as they always do. But yeah, I think Patriots win for sure. Sorry, not sorry, Broncos. It sucks that Bo Nix went down. And then I do think the Rams can win, but I probably will be betting on Seattle just so I can hedge my happiness. Either win money or Seattle loses. So
yeah, the thing, it's like 2-1 if you go Seattle, and then it's like 3-1 if you go Rams as part of that with New England.
Yeah, because the New England one's probably not paying anything too hot with the injury.
No, but you just take it. It's a free square. And then
it's no Jupiter Lynx, but it's pretty close.
I feel like the Rams, I think, are better. So
yeah.
That's true. Let's get to some golf. Speaking of Jupiter Lynx, weird one last night in the simulators. Albatross for Justin Rose. You've been logging the one and done data, correct? So let's start with the Sony recap. We ended up going with Corey Connors last week. I think I speak for all of us. Just hated every second of that.
Yeah, number one ball striker in the tournament, but also middle of the road for putting. So that's what you get with Corey Connors. We've played him before. We know what it is. But he was T24, cash 72,000 for us. Good enough for 45th place out of 110 in our one and done contest.
Yeah. The thing that really sucked, I mean, like you said, the putting. I was tracking his putting the first 2 rounds. I don't know how they actually do the stats. He was 112th after the first round, and then somehow got worse in the second round, and then may have made a couple to improve that. But then he jumps up. He did shoot a 64, I think, on
Saturday.
Was it 64, 65? He had a good round 3, probably made up some ground in the putting. But like, I'm wondering if, like, as a guy who just makes the cut, do you just get thrown into, like, let's say there's 70 guys that make the cut. Does the stats just go then top 70? Because he was still in the 60s in putting.
I think that might be how it works. Yeah.
I think so. So, like, yeah, if you're hitting the ball that well and you're just scratching out a T24, you definitely were an atrocity on the greens. And what hurt us just in terms of the standings there in the one and done, all the popular picks just kind of passed him by on Sunday as what did he shoot? 1 over? Fucking piece of shit.
Yep. Yeah. If we could have just somehow scraped out like a top 15, that we'd been sitting real pretty. But it's week 1. Nothing.
He made the cut.
Yep.
I mean, that wasn't a guarantee going into Friday.
No, that was a little bit of a sweat too. Yeah.
Take what you can get, I suppose. But yeah, the Sony, windy conditions. One note I did want to make, and this is something like potentially that we could just file away. I need to write this somewhere. we need to have some sort of database for this shit because they're playing all these same courses all the time. But this one's more of a just like for conditions. Got her up in the wind is a thing. We need to remember that.
That's a must
So
start now.
I'm writing that down. Yeah. Every success he's had has been like lynx style or windy conditions. And I assume you watched a good amount of this, but like he was hitting some shots that were like waist high apex, just some stingers out there. So he's got that in the bag. So I wanted to at least announce that for any golf degenerate bettors out there. When we get to the windy conditions, keep that in mind. So any other Sony thoughts before we get to American Express?
No, nothing really. Nice seeing golf back. I missed it. Nice having it, especially at work Thursday and Friday, just popping that on, even though it was a little later, but I'm taking it, man. I missed it, need it. Now I want to go out and play golf, but it's negative 45 wind chill. So
if you go out there,
could be farther from it. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get the real kind of the first work day rounds to track and immediately be pissed. Scroll to the bottom of the leaderboard, see all your picks.
Find you guys.
Been waiting for that. So you've got the system in place to where we each rank our top 3 to try to just have like a some sort of process here where there's no biases or whatever to come up with the selection. Phil, he's sick, obviously. So he did give us our picks. So I'll read his, then I'll go, and then you can go last. I feel like we should just kind of rotate rather than have like the same person, go each time. So he goes Ben Griffin 1, Daniel Berger 2, Siwoo Kim 3. Pretty solid. I do like all those guys. I'll be playing all 3 of those guys in DFS.
Same.
On DraftKings, and I bet
a couple.
I did not bet Griffin, but I bet the other 2.
Same.
So, real quick on the betting, like we're using Kalshi because they don't allow sports betting here, so we got to use like the prediction market, and they don't have like the actual odds. Like I've noticed, it's like tiers. There's like then it'll be like Scotty, and then there's a bunch of guys at the same number, and then there's another drop, bunch more guys at the same number, and then there's like the 99, then there's just everybody else is at 99 to 1. So you don't get those big like 150 to 1 odds, which those are very rare. But some of the you do get a better number on some of the middle tier guys. If they don't make like whatever tier, it's still, it's close enough. It's what we've got.
Better than nothing.
Exactly. 100%. So Griffin, Berger, Siwoo Kim. My number 1, man. You boys are gonna hate this. I went with the tool man, Patrick Cantlay.
Oh man. Sadly he was in my I wrote a couple names down to start.
Broke our connection. It was such a bad pick.
One of the first names I wrote down, but I was like, I can't do it.
So here's why I picked it, and it sounds like this probably won't matter anyway. Number 1, I hate myself. Number 2, I hate him. And then number 3, this is the only time I would ever think of playing him is this tournament. Any other time, fuck that dude. I want nothing to do with him. He's a well-known sub. He's going to always just fold at the end. Hasn't won in a while, I don't think, other than
a couple years.
I think was he on the TGL championship team? So, hey, maybe.
Oh, hey, hang on. That ain't nothing.
So Cantlay was my 1. So it's like, whatever. That's just kind of stricken from the record because we're not going to pick him, I guess. But I was like, that's who I would go with here just to burn him. I don't think he's going to be that popular, but whatever. And then I did have Siwoo as number 2. I do like him this week. He played pretty solid last week as well. Pete Dye course. Siwoo does well there. And then my 3rd, Alex Noren, who's been pretty hot going back to last summer. And he's been known to win some shootouts. And he skyrocketed up the world ranks. So I feel like just maybe an under the radar type of a guy. I don't like picking like the chalk in one and done. I try to go like if we can just go like a little below like who are the 3 or 4 most popular, even though we're probably gonna end up with Siwoo this week and he'll probably be number 1. But that's fine. I mean, he's another guy. So you make yours and then we can talk through this.
Okay. Yeah. Because it's same with the chalk. I try to miss it, but I feel like at this one, it's gonna be like wide open. I don't feel like there's gonna be like anybody above like 15%. I don't think this week because it's just so spread out and there really isn't a big dog besides Scotty, and you're not going to take Scotty at the Amex.
And what was Connor's? He was like 11 or something like that.
So yeah, it's like 11, okay. 11 and a half or something like that. Nothing crazy, but he was the second, I think.
Yeah. I think so it's like you kind of still end up. It's hard to always know.
All right. Well, mine. I'm going to go Burger. Was my number 1 pick. And then I have Matthew Fitzpatrick as my number 2. And then I went Griffin for number 3. Which I think makes Burger our pick.
I think so, yeah. So 3 Burger plus 1, so you got a 4, and then Siwoo has a 3.
Yep.
This is the part where we do math for the first time in many years.
Yeah.
It'd be funny to like go back and be like, you guys actually added wrong in 15% of your picks throughout the year.
Turns out you should have had Siwoo when he won, and then you guys would have won first place. But you guys can't add, so you didn't.
But doesn't Griffin also have? Do we have a tie?
Griffin has 4. I have Burger for 5 because he's got a first place and a second place.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
So he should win with 5 points. Siwoo has 4, Griffin 4, Fitz 2.
Cantlay -10. Fuck him.
Another thing I saw with Cantlay too is that since it's a program, it's going to take like 6 hours to play these rounds, and that's just Cantlay's wheelhouse. So people are like, he's already just ready to go here. So this might be the time to pick him.
God, what a perv. That is probably why he does well, honestly. Like, why would he do well here?
Yeah.
You know,
so I think the other one he does well is at Pebble Beach, and that's a pro-am as well.
Yep. He likes schmoozing it up with the C-suite when they get paired together. Burger, I like it. He played last week, looked pretty solid. Nice Sunday, backdoored his way up the board. Had an earlier round. So I think it's a good pick. I would have, like we said, I bet him to win. So I think I didn't have him listed, but he would have been, you know, if we did 5, I probably would have had him 4th or 5th too. So
okay, yeah, I think it's
Daniel Burger.
It's a good pick. I feel more confident this week picking Burger than the Corey Connors pick from last week. So I don't know what that says, but we'll have to find out.
I am just happy to have burned Corey Connors already. Like, good riddance.
Don't even have to worry about him no more until the Masters, when we inevitably play him for $6,900.
I know. I wonder why. Like, he doesn't ever win unless it's the Valero. But
yeah,
I don't know. I felt like he was kind of being a little disrespected last week, and I just wanted something safe. Figured he could have a good chance at a par 70 with some wind. He hit it every bit as good as we could have hoped, and he putted as bad as we suspected.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, but yeah, back to the normal grind of the Thursday, Friday stuff. Next week, I already have my number 1 picked, and he's not. I don't even know if he's in the field yet or not, but we'll wait to see about that. I think it's the Farmers.
Patrick Rogers is in there. Yeah.
Oh well, maybe it's not him. He'll be the one, and he'll be bankrupting me in DraftKings next week.
Okay, that's where he's gonna get you. Okay.
Yeah. Well, maybe both. We'll see. We'll see what you guys pick. All right, we're getting to the hour mark here tonight. Brian Flores, welcome back. Big news. We really needed a win here. It's been one of those classic, like, last couple days Minnesota sports where you're just like, oh man, is there any positives across any team?
Really? Everything?
Again? Fuck.
Again?
Shout outs. 35th year in a row. Yeah, you got it.
I got just the 100-point streak that the Wolves are on right now. third longest in NBA history. They scored, I think, 102 they're up to now of 100 points in a row. So that's one positive we still got going, and hopefully don't see that falling apart, but we'll see. You never know. The first place is the Nuggets in 82 with 136, and the second place is Spurs, 129 games in the 80. So we're close. That'd be sick. Sick little thing to have, because all our records, especially our own franchise records, are pretty sad and pathetic. So it'd be nice to get one.
Yeah, that cancels out the Jazz loss from last night.
Yeah, everything's fine.
I don't have a shout out. I just have one FU. If you tune into this, you can probably tell where I'm heading. Adam Silver just continues to do a bang up job as commissioner. If you don't follow the NBA, and why would you? It's so poorly run that no one could ever give a shit. It's way too long. As we mentioned, the All-Star game is a complete debacle. Nothing short of a disgrace. The officiating remains a joke, creating a product that many question its legitimacy. But we've got Rivals Week this week, guys. Come on. We just played the Jazz. Listen to Rivals Week. Listen to the slate tonight of these rivalry matchups. This one's on ESPN right now. Long history of many significant matchups. Cavs at Hornets, going way back. Those two, they hate each other.
Man.
Of course, you've got Hawks Grizzlies. Bad blood going back
one of
to
the all-time greats.
Their rivalry goes back to the 1800s. Pistons Pelicans, they both start with the letter P. You know they don't like one another at all.
Fighting for the best P team. Gotta.
Oh, man. And then the other game here tonight on ESPN, Rivalry Week, Thunder at Bucks. Of course. Bad blood. And then our rivalry game. Yeah. Hard to say which one has more history. They selected our rivalry game is Saturday against the Warriors of all teams.
Why?
Can anyone explain? No one knows what the fuck this is. It's like, did they incorrectly put this for the wrong week? I don't know.
It might have.
Just incompetence.
Make more sense.
Typical incompetence out of the commissioner's office. They can't get anything right. The NBA is a fucking joke pretty much every night. And this isn't even, after that loss we had to the Jazz, nothing at all about the Sirs, other than we had to use all our challenges, of course, but it remains a disaster on a night-to-night basis, just exhausting. And wait till playoffs where they'll just change the officiating rules on everyone. Pretty sick. F Adam Silver, as always. No other shout-outs from me. So it's Daniel Berger. It's Brian Flores. It's free Addison. And then big trade deadline coming up. And Baron J, best rookie since Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Any final thoughts, or are you just ready to? You got your DK lineups made?
I got a couple. I didn't get to do too many. I think I'm only gonna have about 5 this week. Just random ones tossed out there in the $5 one. Nothing too serious. Didn't get time to please research as much as I wanted to. What about you?
I hit a decent one last week. So got a little bit in the account. I think if I would have had Goddard up in that one, I could have maybe really put a dent into it. But so I'm just firing it all back again. But
let it ride.
I don't really, like you said, it's a 3-round cut, and it's just a birdie fest.
Weird. Yeah,
I don't know that research.
It's a weird
is
tournament.
What are you gonna get out of it? But I'm still gonna do a bunch, and I'm just gonna throw shit at the wall. It's not gonna take me too long, but I'm gonna play some weird fucking weirdos for sure. And we got Frankie in the tournament this week. Minnesota.
That's right.
Minnesota's own.
Getting return.
I think he got in. I think he was a top 5 last year and got in. So.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Nice.
Local kid. Let's hope for the best. Win the tournament and just get a card. Hell yeah.
Please.
All right, gang. 31 in the chat. Toss us a follow on Spotify. Subscribe, download, rate, review. Bless up. Catch you guys next week. Peace.